things you want me to be.
Girl, mom's about to film. Can you chill? I would appreciate it if you chilled. That would be oh so fabulous. That would be oh so fabulous.
Luna, girl, stop it. Stop it right now.
Tell him you're the menace.
No! God, please, no! No!
What are you gonna tell? Tell him you're the menace. Look at her, she's just looking at her. She wants to fight her. Stop. You're not a vicious dog. You're not a vicious dog. Say goodbye, friends. It's 8:19. I'm trying to finish by 9. So I can. And 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sing on the Rocks. I'm your host, Locastillo, and today we're talking about the other topic that I have posted on my Instagram. I'll put it up here again if you don't remember what I had wrote. I basically was asking the whole topic thing, so if you haven't watched last week's, go back and watch last week's. I should have it somewhere up here. But yeah. Anyways, today is a really good topic because I feel like we've all been in that scenario. Some of us might be in that scenario right now. Some of us might be trying to figure out how we got into that scenario. Some of us just might be like, I don't know what to do. Like, I keep attracting the same type of man. And we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down today. Hopefully we can have a eyes wide open type of moment, maybe a flip switch, maybe a light bulb, maybe I will no longer try to see the potential in a man. So, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a really great day. I hope you're having a really great week. It's been a sort of an interesting week for me. So let's do a follow-up. Let's do a low follow-up, a follow-up with low, however you want to call it. Should we make this like the beginning segment? Low follow-up, low follow-up with low, follow-up with low. Hey, gal. I'm about to put you up. I'm about to put that stank ass up. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great week. This week has been weird for me. I don't know. I think it's that time of month that's coming. I'm like, I'm never going to find love again type shit. You know what I mean? Like when you go through that mood swing of just like, how did I get here? I don't know. And I'm just like, and then I was cooking spaghetti yesterday. Yeah, I know. I was cooking spaghetti yesterday and I just started crying. I was like cooking like sausage because I make I don't know. I won't get into it. But I was like, chopping up the sausage and I out of nowhere, I just busted out crying. And I was like, why am I crying? It was one of those moments where you're just like, you're literally bawling tears down your face. And I was like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? And then it's like, why are you crying, bitch? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know. I just bottled that shit up and was like, let's eat. Like, what are we doing? Am I crying because I'm hungry? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. But other than that, it's been pretty good week. I mean, and the week's kind of flying by. Yesterday I just did not want to do anything. But that's kind of how it is in the beginning of the week. Like if I don't start my week out like strong, the rest of the week, it sets the tone for the rest of the week for sure. And I definitely didn't start it off strong this week. So I was, I've been just trying to recover every day since then. So yeah, but I hope you guys are doing well. I'm hoping that you guys have a really great week. I hope that you guys enjoyed last week's episode. I got some really nice feedback, and I enjoy when I hear feedback from everybody, and it's nice to kind of be vulnerable and all of that. So thank you. So today's episode, we are definitely going to be talking about why fall for the men who show potential but never show up for the job. We've all been there. Let's be honest with ourselves. We've all been there. He looked great on paper but never showed up in real life. And that is what we see. The potential in the men of the what ifs. Well, he is great with kids. He would be a great father. Really wants to be that rapper. No, he wants to be a famous streamer. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. He could say, yeah, I want to be a famous photographer, but has never picked up a camera or taught himself how to shoot pictures properly or even the camera settings. But that is just something he's telling you. Or you could see the potential just because he's a nice person. He would be a really nice guy to be with. Yeah, he's really nice. He does a lot of things right. But he's not meeting up to the standard of what you're actually really looking for. That is seeing the potential in somebody and not who they are right then and there. All right, so why do we do this? Why do we do this to ourselves? Here's the thing, women, especially us who have been through some shit. We see the good in people. That's our gift. And sometimes it's our curse. A study in 2023, Psychology Today study said 67% of women admitted to staying in relationships because they saw potential. 67%. Not results, not change, not action. They're just there. Going with the flow. Potential feels good. It feels romantic. It feels like a project we can finish. See, that's the problem. We, like I said before, we like to be fixers. Some of us do. Some of us see that potential in a man and we're like, we can get him there, right? We can definitely get him there. And there's a difference between somebody who has the potential to be great and is putting his words into action. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to stick by him. He's doing what he needs to do. He's going to school because he wants to be that attorney. He's going to school because he wants to be that doctor, whatever. He is learning about day trading, whatever. But the difference is that he's putting his words into action. He is actually making the movements. There are emotions in his words that are happening. And you have to understand the difference. The difference is you can't help John that's just laid up on the couch because he's just waiting for it to fall in his lap. And we like that. Some of us like that. Not me. Couldn't be me anymore. I was that person that saw the potential in somebody because I felt like, well, what if I have potential. I have potential and I don't want somebody to do that to me. That is probably a lot of our first thoughts. I am potential and I don't want somebody to do that to me. The only difference is that I was putting words into action and I was more or less feeling bad for the person for judging them of where they're at in life versus the actual scenario of it, the actual real life scenario of it. He was saying all these things and not doing any of these things. He was saying he was going to be a better, boyfriend. He was going to be better. He was going to spend more time. And he just didn't. Right? He lacked it. he fell short, or he was like, you know what? We are going to be serious. I am going to buy you that engagement ring. We are going to plan to get married soon. Of course, I'm going to marry her. And nothing. Another year goes by and you're still waiting for your wedding ring. Another year goes by and you're still waiting. And then you get mad, and then you get resentful. And then you start saying, where's my ring? Where's my ring? And then everybody at the carne asada is like, where's her ring? When are you going to marry her? And now he feels that pressure. Because you're saying it, he's saying it, everybody's saying it. And he's like, damn. All right, well, for everybody just to shut up, I'm going to marry her. But does he really want to marry you? No. I think at that point, sometimes men settle, or they're just not ready to be in that type of dynamic. They're not ready to be in that commitment. They're just ready to be where they are, because they like it. In their mind, sometimes you don't fix what's not broke. And like I say, when you're a girlfriend, we can do wife things. And then why would he wife you and you're doing wife things? You know, don't get me wrong. A man will see the value in you and put a ring on it when you're his girlfriend. Abso-fucking-lutely. That is not saying like don't cater to your man, but he's not gonna be having me wash his damn chones and his clothes like I'm his mom or his wife. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Those are wife privileges. In order to get to the next stage of the game, you gotta go through the level. And if you're not going through the level, then what the fuck are we doing? Your vibration's up here and his vibration is non-existent probably. Again, you're not Chip and Joanna Gaines. You're not going to be here to save him and fix him up like a fixer-upper. There's a lot of scenarios we can touch on. For instance, let's talk about Molly and Drew from Insecure. This is a really good example. Dro just gave enough. The whole open marriage, but never changed the situation. Molly stayed because she thought she could be the one. Does it sound familiar? Like, I could be the one. Then you've got Sierra and Future. Ooh, that's a good scenario. She saw creativity, swag, and potential, but what did he really offer besides toxic lyrics and baby mama drama? She then flipped the script and she chose Russell Wilson, who already had structure, presence, and values. So that's the shifts. Stop dating for who he might be and start choosing who's already doing the work. And this is why I say stop blocking your blessings. Stop blocking your blessings. Sometimes you have to close that door so that you can stop blocking that blessing. I have to go get some water because my voice is already about to give out. That's a really good scenario, but there's so many scenarios in either books, either reality TV, movies, TV shows, of always you see the potential in a guy and a man, whatever, and you're over here just blocking your blessing, and then you have this guy who's like sticking by you, who shows up for you, who like picks you up because you're stranded, because you know you probably couldn't count on him and whatever, and then you're just like, well, thanks, because you really like the one who's not putting in the work. Why? Ew. Why? Give the one who's putting in the work a chance. Like he's worth it. And sometimes it's always the ones we least expect. It really is. It really be. So as I was kind of like researching on this topic and kind of just putting my notes together, I did go on a deep dive on Reddit and about this topic, because I wanted to see, and on Reddit, you get on Reddit and literally you will find any freaking topic. You will find any freaking topic. So I stumbled across, after I went down a deep dive rabbit hole, why did you stay with someone just because of their potential? That was one of the questions. And one person had wrote, I helped him study for school for 2 years. He never applied. I left. He's still gaming and smoking weed. So she stayed with this guy. She helped him with school for 2 years. Helped him study for school for 2 years. He never even applied. For 2 years of your life. All right. And then another person had wrote, I thought loving him hard enough would motivate him. Instead, I just exhausted myself. Girl. Girl, we keep loving men like they're startup companies. We invest early hoping for a big return. I feel like that's a lot of people's scenarios. They feel like if I just love him hard enough, like he will be motivated to do what he needs to do in order to keep me, right? Or to keep me happy. That is where we come in and like, no, he just needs a push. He needs somebody to support him. He needs us to be there and round around him and be like, go. And yet he didn't even apply for fucking school. What? So why are we wired to do this? A lot of people think that you have to struggle in order to prove that you really love each other. And I think that's, in a sense, there's the good, you stay because the good times, you go through the good times and the hard times. But it's a matter of, are y'all doing it together or is one fighting this battle alone? Dating someone's potential is like dating their imaginary twin. You definitely want that person to just be like, come on, like I'm here with you. I know you can be the best self. It's like trying to tell somebody, hey, like, have you thought about, like, you're in this part of this industry, but have you ever thought about training for this? And you could be making so much more money, or I feel like you would be such a great fit for that. And they're just like, they're okay with where they're at. And that is totally fine. And you have to understand that that is where he's at in his life. And you have to be either okay with that, or you need to figure out that that's not for you, that you need somebody that's going to stimulate you more as far as your mind, have deeper conversations with you, or whatever it is that you're into. You have to stop thinking that this man is going to do it for you. Nobody will do anything for anybody except for themselves. And that's why we say, listen to people when they show you who they are. Believe them when they show you who they are. If he's rude to a waitress and you don't like it, and you're like, no, I can change him to stop being like that. Like, I'm gonna have a talk with him, but that's who he is. He's just fucking rude, or he's just a fucking jerk. That is him. Okay, babe, you're not going to change him. Okay, that's who he is. Because what? You don't think you don't think he doesn't know he's being rude? Like, come on. And if you think that your deadbeat baby daddy is going to be the best father ever, no, he's still going to be a deadbeat, because he's going to have to want to change. He's going to want to have to step up and be a man. And sometimes when they're deadbeats, they don't realize that until the baby is already old enough to say, fuck you. Okay. And they're like avoiding child support. It's like being in a relationship with somebody and you are so upset with this person because you've asked them for so many years to maybe, I don't know, take you out on fancy dates and plan a date and do this or do that or whatever. And he never did. He just never showed up for Valentine's with flowers. He never did anything spectacular for your birthday. He never was romantic, because that's not who he is. He's not a romantic guy. And then you leave him because you're like, you know what? I'm not being valued in this relationship. I don't see you putting in the effort the way I put in the effort. And then you break up. You find out that he's in another relationship, and you hear that he's doing all the things that you wanted him to do. You hear, oh yeah, they just came back from Cabo. Oh yeah, I heard he's throwing her a birthday party. Oh yeah. It's because you were asking the wrong man for what you needed. You were at the wrong address, girl. And he found somebody that he was genuinely interested in, that he wanted to do those things for. And it's hard to hear, but that is the truth. He didn't want to do those things for you. He found somebody that he did want to do those things for. And that's okay. That's okay. You have to let that person go. And you have to realize that you were at the wrong address asking the wrong man. Okay? Because he didn't care about you, and let him go and do his thing, because there's somebody else out there that you don't have to beg for to do all that. They will naturally do that for you. So stop falling in love with the potential of men who could potentially be great, because they potentially might not. They potentially might never get there. You cannot bet your future and your happiness on potentialness, because it potentially will never happen. It potentially will never happen. I was talking to some friends last week, and I was telling them about a situation, and they were like, do you miss it? And I was like, I mean, yeah, sometimes, but I can't be in love with potential, because potentially it will never happen what I need to happen. And I'm not about to waste time on potentially being upset. Like, what? You can only ask so much from somebody, right? And they can either be scared to lose you and want to do the things that you need in order to be in this relationship, or he doesn't have to. And same goes for you. And that's the beauty of it. You can literally walk away. You can literally walk away from something you are not okay with. If it's not okay, it's not okay. It's just that you don't have to bend your boundaries because you see the potential in somebody. They're not putting their actions into words. So choose peace, not projects, okay? Choose your peace every fucking time. Choose your peace every fucking time, because I promise you, if that man wants to be with you, if that man wants to keep you in his life, he is going to have these hard conversations. He is going to put his words into action. He is going to make sure that you don't want to leave him. And that's just a fact. And I'm not saying that this doesn't go for the men on the woman's side. I'm just speaking to the women today. Ask yourself, is he showing up for now? Is he emotionally consistent? Do his actions match his promises? You are not a rehab center, okay, for broken potential. You are not a rehab center for broken potential. If it comes to it, if you really, really like the person and you're just like, I just want to see where it goes, set boundaries, set a timeline, but a realistic timeline, okay? And you have to stick with it. You have to realize, okay, if it doesn't meet to this time, I need to let it go. I need to let it go. I gave it a fair run, a fair go, and he's not showing up. Let it go. And you are able to walk away from it. You're able to say, hey, listen, I gave you a chance. I gave this a chance. And it's just, I've come to find out it's just not for me. And that is okay. That is literally okay to tell somebody. And honestly, you don't have to have a reason to leave somebody. If you don't want to be with them, you don't have to be with them. Listen, not every relationship is going to be perfect. We all know nobody's perfect. That's unrealistic. And no relationship is perfect. You're going to fight. You're going to get angry with each other. You're going to have disagreements. It's how you work with each other in those situations that makes y'all strong. That makes y'all powerful as a couple. And I'm not saying drop him at a dime. I'm talking about in the beginning. These are all beginning scenarios. And when you're dating somebody and you're always like meeting the representation of somebody, the representative. You're always meeting the representative. And I feel like you can kind of get to see who somebody is after a few dates and when they're around friends, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, that's kind of all that I have for why we are attracted to the potential. And it's usually because they're bad boys. It's usually because they're bad boys who manipulate us and mind fuck us and probably got some good D. And then we're like, we see the potential in them. Yeah. We're like, we see the potential in them. Yeah, no, all we saw was he put it down. And it's always the ones that are not good for us that puts it down, and we see the potential in them. And we're like, nah, that's baby. Like, that's baby boy. No. That is your heartache. That is your stress. That is your stress leaving you right now. That is your stress right there. And we have to be able to figure out why we like to put ourselves through those types of traumas and to those types of heartaches and through that distress. And why do we like to do all of that? I don't know. We're fascinating creatures for sure. Some of us are just like sometimes we can just get captivated by a man and then we lose sight. We lose sight of it. You can't lose sight. You gotta be strong. So be strong out there. It's scary. It's wild. So don't let these men talk to you good. And you gotta learn how to decipher what they're really trying to tell you in between the subliminals, because they doing it. They doing the subliminals, and you got to be able to decipher and be like, yeah, you ain't gonna play with me today. And then they're mad. And then they just say we're masculine because we can see through the bullshit. They're like, y'all just too masculine. Because what? Because we're not gonna let you play with us? Like, what? Because we're calling you out on your shit? Because bro, I'm not about to be calling you baby. Like, what? No. Absolutely not. I'd rather be masculine all day than be looking like a dumb bitch. I'm not saying that I have never looked like a dumb bitch, but you ain't about to make me look like a dumb bitch today. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of why we are attracted to potential. What do we see in potential? Why we do it to ourselves. If you are not following the channel, please subscribe and click on your notifications so every time that I upload, you get the bell and you can catch up. Let me know down below if this is relatable, and give me one of your reasons why you stayed with somebody that you saw the potential in and it didn't end up working out. I would love to know, because I'm a nosy Rosie. So I would love to know. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys on my next episode. And yeah, until then, bye.